What's up, everybody, and welcome to fuck if I know. I think it's episode 23, 24. We're somewhere. We're somewhere there. One podcast for nerds, my lord. It's just a two for today. It's a dynamic duo. It's me and Austin. Actually, it's been us for the last 3 episodes, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
It's going to be called One Podcast, Two Nerds now.
Yeah, basically. I mean, oh, and I guess we should mention this. So, um, stop. That was my timer for my cheesecake because I have to put it in the fridge. So yeah, we should mention that.
Do you want to go put your cheesecake in the fridge while I
No,
explain
it's
it? Then?
fine. It's okay. Oh, that's what's weird. Sorry, everybody. It's just I got so much crap going on in my background, and now I know what it is because it's hell of annoying.
So, one of our nerds has dropped out.
Yeah, yeah. So Bones is no longer going to be a part of One Podcast for Nerds. He just has a lot of stuff going on that he's working on, like himself, and trying to do this and that was a little too much for him. So, he's still with us, and he's actually our first member in our Discord, online. So that's kind of nice. He's still stuck around. He's still with us in spirit, so to speak. But yeah, so it's still. I mean, this is why we named it Double Entendre because there might not be four of us, but it's still a podcast for nerds. So there you go. I had a contingency plan in place just in case. But yeah, so now it's just me, Austin, and Nolan, and maybe a fourth may show up at some point in our lives. We don't really know. But it's gonna be the three of us for now, and that's fine.
Leave the
But
option open.
yeah. Well, I mean, if two people want to join, that's fine. So, anyways, yeah, it's gonna be us. Nolan's not here because he's actually working because he has a life, and we're doing this just me and you.
Yeah.
So let's just kind of get into it. So our first thing we should talk about, and we normally we stopped scripting these so long ago, so it's kind of nice. The first thing we're gonna talk about though is
It's so relaxing.
the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. I finally got launched a day after it got leaked.
Yeah.
So why don't you talk about it, Austin? Why don't you talk about the No Way Home trailer and your opinions and stuff?
It's perfect. Like, it's exactly what I wanted to go through. It's a weird situation because this is actually based off of a story where Peter Parker and Mary Jane were actually married. Right? It takes place slightly after Civil War. So in the comic book Civil War, Iron Man convinces Tony Stark. Iron Man convinces Peter Parker, Spider-Man, that the superhuman registration is a good thing, right? And it will save a lot of people. And so since most of the fucking like superhero community know and respect Spider-Man as a hero, he decided to go with it, and they decided both him and Captain America tried to go convince Spider-Man to join their sides, right? So when this happens, like, he reveals his identity to the world, and like first things first that happens, they convince like, he reveals himself, and then Green Goblin or Doc Ock, I'm sorry, I believe it is one of the two, just immediately goes and tries to kill him. Just goes and tries to kill him, and they like hospitalize Aunt May, and Aunt May almost dies. Right? So he first goes to Doctor Strange and tries to get Doctor Strange to fix it, and Doctor Strange can't. He's just like, yeah, no, I can't do that. And he goes to make a deal with Mephisto, who's not unlike the devil, but he is essentially the devil of the Marvel universe, but he's not, kind of thing. He's the devil without having the title. And he makes a deal that no one will remember he's Spider-Man, but world, like, he has to give up his marriage with Mary Jane, right? So that's what happens. He gives up his marriage, and everybody forgets he's Spider-Man. So in this, it looks like, because of Mysterio being a fucking genius, he just decided to make everybody like think Spider-Man killed him, even though he didn't. So once that happened, they all went kind of like once it happened, they kind of go. Doctor Strange is like, "Yeah, I got you, buddy." Wink, wink at the camera. Don't worry, Benedict Wong. I'm not gonna do anything wrong. I'm not gonna break the laws. I'm Sorcerer Supreme. I'm a responsible human being. I'm a grown adult. And then destroys the timeline. So there's a bunch of different like things that can happen from this. So what is obvious? The Green Goblin and Doc Ock from the very first Sam Raimi trilogy of Spider-Man movies are back. They're back, and they recognize Peter. So my theory is, when everybody's like, "Well, how the fuck does he know who Peter is? He's never seen this kid before, right?" My theory is they're doing some kind of like media magic, and they cut it together, make it look like that's like regular or like 616 Peter Parker or like the MCU Peter Parker, right? But in reality, I think they're cutting Tobey Maguire out as from the trailer because they want to keep that as a secret. Because there's no way Doc Ock would recognize Tom Holland Spider-Man because he's never met him before. So like as Electro from Amazing Spider-Man is going to be in it. It's been confirmed. Green Goblin's in it, confirmed, and Doctor Octopus is confirmed. So my whole grandiose theory is they're going to do Sinister Six with 2 of the Sam Raimi villains, 2 of the Andrew Garfield villains from the Amazing series, and 2 Tom Holland villains, since they already have 2. Right, so it will be Mysterio and Vulture, fucking from Tom Holland, Lizard and Electro from Amazing Spider-Man.
You're not good at concentrating on 2 things at once.
No, I'm not even playing right now.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think here.
Oh.
And as I said, Doc Ock and Green Goblin from the Sam Raimi ones. So the 6 of them are going to form up to be the Sinister Six, and then it's going to take 3 Spider-Man to fight them off.
I think there's only one possible flaw in the theory that like, oh well, like Doc Ock's never recognized him before. How would they know? Well, because the timelines have all merged, there's no way to say that everyone's already forgot that he's not Peter Parker, right?
No, the reason why is because there's no Doc Ock in the MCU until now.
No, but see, the thing is though, is like if no one, so like what I'm saying is that like we don't know when he says hi Peter, we don't know if that's like the first time they're meeting. Like, I mean,
That's a good point.
Sorry, what I mean to say is that's not the first time that he's actually appeared into his universe, and there's a good chance that if his identity's still been like his identity's still out there and revealed, right? Then there's a good chance that he just knows him because everyone else knows him. So it's easy to deduce that being like, oh, hi Peter, as like, oh, okay, this is this universe's Peter Parker. As well as I actually don't know if it's gonna be Mysterio, because at the end of the first Spider-Man, the Vulture gets put in prison with
Scorpion.
Yeah, and I think he might show up.
Yeah, but
because it's weird that they just kind of annoy like show him, but like nothing ever comes of it, right?
Well, they might have planned on it until they decided to go into a multiverse, right?
Well, you have to realize this is Sony, though. Sony can kind of do whatever they want. They don't have to follow. They don't have to really follow like what Disney wants to happen.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but they're also sharing this character right now, right?
Well, it's more Sony than it's more Sony than Disney, though, right? Like Sony has said that, but that doesn't mean that. You have to realize that there was a huge issue when Sony was like, "No, we're not going to do this." Like Disney and Sony backed out, and they weren't even going to share Spider-Man at all.
But then it ended up coming through. So, but like, they kind of got to stay like within the rules of the MCU. Otherwise, they start breaking.
Well, why can't they bring Scorpion in? Why would that ruin it?
It's just like the reason why I think it'd ruin it is the fact that 1, Scorpion is kind of like a B-list villain. 2, it would ruin it wouldn't work out to be the Sinister Six.
Why? He was in Sinister Six.
Yes, he was. But the reason why it would ruin it because then it wouldn't have the 2 villains from each of the series.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like there's more excitement to bring somebody new in than to bring two people that have already kind of gone
I
through, so to
I
speak.
would I would disagree. See,
So
as comic book fans, like, see, you're a moviegoer fan, right? You like watching movies, right? As a comic book fans don't like things to change.
well,
That's why
things
we're
aren't
always
changing.
right. That's
But as a comic book fan, you're referring to a moviegoer situation. You know what I'm saying? So like you're talking about two different mediums. As though like
yeah,
you're trying to relate comic books to movies, but as we have seen with the movies, they don't always correlate or work well together. Like they don't ever like mirror each other is what I'm trying to say because the idea of a movie is to not I mean this is like in itself like an oxymoron so to speak, but like you never try to really do the same thing twice. That's why sequels kind of suck all the time and that's why like because everyone really enjoyed the first thing and then you go and change it a little bit in a sense. But I mean, like, this doesn't matter. They still do it. They go and change it a little bit and everyone hates it. So, I mean, in a way, it's kind of the same, but that's just the way movies go, right? Like, you don't have that prolonged story to go over a series. You kind of just have things that kind of happen. So, I don't know. I mean, like I said, like, movies and comic books just haven't always seemed to have mirrored each other too well in that sense. And
yeah.
I wouldn't,
The MCU's usually pretty good about it. Like they try to keep in the range as much as possible. Of course, there's some outliers, right? But the reason why I say Mysterio is because they're going into the multiverse and because they're going into because like the multiverse is happening. There's no reason they couldn't have a come back, right?
no,
Mysterio
true.
come back, and one after credit scene from the first movie and not leading him back, like not even mentioning him in like any of the movies prior. Like he wasn't even mentioned in Far From Home at all. At all. Right? They mentioned the vulture. It wasn't even like mentioned like on a side note or anything like that. So that isn't saying that like I'm saying that he won't be in it, right? Because it's still a possibility. I just don't see it happening.
Wait, sorry, who did they mention?
Scorpion at all.
Well, no, but I mean, they mentioned the vulture, yeah, for sure. I don't know.
Yeah, so
Watch us both be wrong. It's like Rhino.
I'd be okay if showing the Rhino. I love the Rhino. But one movie I always wanted to see from Spider-Man. It's cool that they're doing like the Spider-Verse and everything like that and putting it into live action. This No Way Home movie with the
Yeah,
multiverse. Um, I wanted to see a Craven movie. Craven's Last Hunt would have been awesome. Been such a cool, interesting character.
aren't they doing a
Um,
Craven movie?
might be doing a Craven movie like where he's a protagonist, but I want to see one where Craven is the villain.
Yeah,
Right?
no, I thought they are doing one. I thought yeah, it's that and Morbius. I thought they're both ones that they're working on.
Morbius is an anti-hero. Craven is a straight up villain.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that I think they're doing like I'm pretty sure they're. I heard. I swear I read somewhere they're doing um yeah a movie on Craven. Um yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna laugh super hard if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield both are not in this.
It's funny. Yeah, it'd be really funny if they just brought back the villains.
Well, I mean, just kind of think about it. I'm like, it's a lot. It's a lot to do. Like that's a lot of work to like get that to work, and like even to like try and get them to like reprise those roles too. And like, I mean, the Amazing Spider-Man was probably the worst reviewed Spider-Man out of like all three trilogies or series, I guess. Yeah, I guess because Amazing Spider-Man wasn't a trilogy, but um, yeah, like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Mans were like rated the lowest, and then you had Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was kind of like in like was like the best ish like for like two and then like one and then three is like way back there and then you have Tom Holland which is like closer to the front half of the ratings but um yeah I don't know I just think it's a lot of work and I mean it's not impossible for them to keep that secret that's for sure but it's a
Well,
big
it'd be
secret
really
to
hard.
keep
That is
yeah
actually true. And like, but I mean, like, not every actor is going to be Tom Holland. Not every actor is going to be the Doc Ock because he's just going around spoiling everything apparently.
yeah
But so him like Tobey Maguire already kind of is out of the spotlight, and Andrew Garfield is almost like coming into his own as like one of the like more like Daniel Day-Lewis style of actor, where he's like one of the best out there right now.
I
Right?
haven't seen him in anything in a while
Really?
I can't remember the last movie I've seen that he's in.
Hacksaw Ridge is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like if you look up his stuff, he's doing the same kind of stuff that Rob Pattinson's doing right now.
Oh, fair enough.
Rob Pattinson's coming in his zone as well. But yeah, no, it's like I'm really excited just for the amount of possibilities. And like, don't get me wrong, this is all just kind of like a hey, look what we can do until we get look what we're gonna do until we get fucking what's it called? Multiverse of Madness. Like this is what it's gonna be like, isn't it fucking cool?
Yeah, fuck. I'm just unsure, man. I'm just unsure. I'm excited for it. I'm excited because it's just nice to like kind of have something to look like a movie that I'm like excited for and to like look forward to. Like that's like the big one.
Yeah, I
Um,
see. I get it. I get super hyped after all of the trailers. Like I was even hyped after fucking Eternals. After seeing fucking the Celestials, man, that was pretty dope.
yeah, it's just kind of nice just to look forward. Yeah, it's nice just to look forward to something, man. Like it's been a while. It feels like it's been a while since like we've had anything interesting like in the movies and stuff like that. So I'm really into it. But yeah, that's I think there's a lot to look forward to there.
Mhm.
I think that's for sure. Email us at onepodcastfornerds@gmail.com and you
What's your
know,
theory?
yeah, what are you guys thinking? What are you guys into?
I'll
And
tell you, you guys are wrong.
yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen. And you probably are wrong. Actually no, we're probably wrong. We're probably heavily wrong. But
No, I'm probably like super right.
oh my lord. Anyways, we had Gamescom happen this week too. That's that's been a blast. We haven't actually sat down and like watched the whole thing. We kind of just went through and kind of looked at like, what the interesting things were because I don't want to sit down for half an hour and watch things that probably half of it I don't care about. But it turns out there's actually quite a bit I care about that happened in Gamescom. So Austin, what's something that you were really looking forward to that you saw? Actually, I already know what it is. I don't know why I asked. But tell us
Freaking
anyways.
Saints Row and Halo, bro.
Is that actually what you're looking forward to? I was totally thought you were gonna say Marvel's Midnight.
That too, but I just don't know enough about it yet. Like maybe when the second trailer comes out, where I can actually see some gameplay. It's gonna be like XCOM style for the Marvel one, right?
Yeah.
But like for this, like it's the Saints Row, right? Um, from what it like, I don't know anything what's going on. It like the trailer, it just kind of shows like they're in the deserty area, so it's gonna be looks like it might be set more in like Los Angeles style.
I think what it is though is judging is I think this is actually like reboot. Like this is the start of Saints Row. So like this is when they're trying to establish themselves as a criminal organization and that's why I think they're like in the trailer that's why they rob everyone because they're just like, "Hey guys, yeah, we're just trying to start up like a organization, like, a criminal style one." And then they steal all their guns and fucked off. So that's what I think it is. And yeah, I think you're right. I think it's like probably like outskirts of like Los Angeles, California, somewhere like between like the Arizona desert or something or Mexico.
Mexico. I'm
So
just really excited. Like,
yeah, it's been a while
oh,
since we've had a good Saints Row game.
I mean, like Saints Row 4, like it catches a lot of shit. Don't get me wrong, right? It's not a perfect game, but it catches a lot more shit than it deserves. Um, Superhero stuff was always really fun, but it kind of like negated the reason for any other stuff.
Yeah.
Right, so for this one here, it looks like they're going back to basics. It's not going to be like GTA stuff, but it's going to be a little more serious than the other stuff, right? Which I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Well, I don't think it looks more serious and like I don't think it's gonna be that serious. That's like the whole
Well, no,
point is
that's what I mean.
oh, okay.
It's not-
Oh,
so believe it
as
or
Saints
not,
4.
believe it or not, Saints Row 1 and 2 were just straight up like GTA ripoffs. They were super serious. They didn't like they just were slightly worse and they had slightly better music, right? That was
Yeah.
that. Then when Saints Row 3 came out, they're kind of like, well, we're never gonna be able to beat fucking GTA, so why are we trying?
Fair.
right? So they started to go off their own, and that's when they started to shine.
Yeah, well, because they goofed it up. They basically were like, let's make like a mocking version of what do you call it? Like a mock genre, so to speak, of GTA, where they took GTA and just kind of made fun of what it was with like dildos and priest
Mm.
costumes and zombies, and I think it was great. I love Saints Row the Third. If anyone has Epic Game Store on your PC, Saints Row the Third is free from until Thursday, September 2nd. So it's always an option. It's the remastered version too. But yeah, I think yeah, I'm actually really excited for Saints Row.
Mm.
It's so good.
I think the lady at the end of the trailer that just shot the rocket launchers, that's supposed to be your playable character.
Yeah.
Usually it's totally customizable, but it'd be kind of cool to kind of see what happens. But
Well, we'll see. Who knows if they went that way? If they actually
that's
are
the
gonna make it your protagonist, right? But
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just looking forward to anything that's not Saints Row 4. I know it has a lot of slack and it's not a perfect game, but it was kind of just going off what Saints Row 3 was and going to like the digital world and all that crap. It wasn't as fun as I thought it like it wasn't as fun as the third. I think like the comedic like it wasn't as comedic I found as third either, I guess. It was maybe not so it wasn't serious. Like it was still trying to be funny. I just don't think it landed right maybe.
No, I agree with that.
So, uh, yeah,
I mean,
and
it did have the hit song "Oh Baby You" by Biz Markie in it, which is pretty fucking good.
I'm so
Never,
glad
you
you
can never go, you can
you're
never go you can never go wrong with Biz Markie.
oh my gosh. Um, yeah. So Marvel, we'll do Marvel Midnight Suns.
Yeah, this is also really cool. So like from what I've read, it's supposed to be like a fucking XCOM style game.
Yeah, it's made by
Um,
Fire Access.
I was hoping it would be more like a Ultimate Alliance because those games are fucking awesome.
Well, then they
Right?
just call it Ultimate Alliance.
Well, because Ultimate Alliance 3 sucked.
Oh, really? I'm glad I didn't
Uh,
hop on that bagwagon
bought it and I
bagwagon.
didn't like it. Right?
I-
Um, but like it's just cool, man. Like seeing all these different characters and they're like trying to revive fucking like this Phoenix Force lady. Like Ghost Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider shows up in it, my boy. Um and like they're just trying to like summon her like this like Phoenix Force lady. The reason why I say I think it's going to be something to do with the Phoenix Force is because she's got the like flame wings in the background. When you like when she like flies out and she activates her stuff, and then everybody has this kind of like fiery costume at the end, right? Which is like quite kind of a staple of the Phoenix Force. There was an Avengers comic not too long ago where all the Avengers were fighting over who would become the next Phoenix. Um, and they all kind of fucking they all have like cool like Phoenix Force costumes and everything like that, which I'm pretty fucking
I'm
excited about.
I'm into it because it's XCOM style. I like strategy games.
Hmm. But I have no
Um,
idea who the villain's gonna be. It might be a fucking like a new one. It seems pretty dope.
what do you mean new one?
A new like a villain made for the game.
Oh, fair enough. Um, yeah, I'm excited. We'll see. I'm curious. I guess what I'm curious most about is gameplay, like because a lot of the characters have so like the way I think about it too, right? Is it's like yeah, okay, you have XCOM, and everyone basically has guns, snipers, rocket launchers, whatever. They all have various degrees of range and all that stuff. But with this, it's like it's gonna kind of be a weird mix of like close combat and range combat, which is fine because but it also depends on your villains too. So your villains are gonna have to kind of match what your characters can do because it's gonna be shitty if you have like three, like if it's a squad of four, I guess it'd be shitty if you have like two close combat units and then two far range, but all theirs is far range, right? And like the way that like XCOM works, I don't know. Have you ever played XCOM?
Like
So
once your guys die, they die.
well, it's not
Right.
just that though. It's that they're strategic. Like I mean, the way I play it, like I play it on hard, right? And so, but they're like strategic. So they will do whatever they need to do to cover themselves and do the most amount of damage to you. And to like fight long range units with close range combat would just that would just suck on so
Yeah,
many
but
levels.
like a lot of these close range combat characters for this game are like Wolverine, super healing factor, fucking Blade. He's a vampire. He can't die.
You know that
Right?
I don't think they're gonna be like, oh yeah, you're Blade and you can't die.
Right? But
I
like,
don't
you know
think
what I
that's gonna
mean?
happen.
So like, for the healing factor for like Wolverine, like yeah, he's a melee character. He's gonna run in there. He'll get shot, but he'll heal up like 40% of the damage
Uh,
or fucking per turn.
unless this is something that you know for sure, there's a good chance that might not be something that happens in the game.
Yeah, why do you think so?
I don't
Hard to
know,
say.
because it's possible.
I think you're just playing devil's advocate. I think I'm
No,
right.
I'm not. We know nothing about this game other than that trailer.
The viewers think I'm right. Isn't that right, viewers?
They think you sound like you're on crack. What? What?
That
What?
might, because that might be on crack.
Fair.
Ever think of that? Ever think of that?
Um. Oh, that's weird.
It is weird. Did you know people with ADHD save 10 hours studying with this Chrome extension? Oh.
What the? Oh, YouTube. What the fuck?
You're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Um. So okay, so I actually kind of think. I mean, I can't think of anything else for trailers that stood out to me that I was really into. Other than
I
those
mean, we can
two.
talk about that like one kids kind of fucking game.
Doke 5 or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
It
it
looks
looks
pretty.
cool, very pretty.
I'm not into it though.
I'll probably watch somebody stream it.
Yeah, I was curious about it because like I was telling Austin before we started recording, a guy I follow on Twitter that hosts another podcast. He was like, "Oh, hey, this kind of looks really next gen. Looks kind of cool." And I was like, "All right, well, like look at it." And I looked at it, I'm like, "Yeah, it looks really next gen. I will say that for sure." I don't think it's a game that is for me. And like it's not that I have anything against anime, really. It's just
Same.
it's too anime for me maybe or it's too anime. It's a little too kiddish. Like it's got too
He
many like
doesn't like anime.
it's got too many like kid qualities, like child like I don't know, yeah, it just
But
looks
Andrew, just say you don't like anime. It's okay.
I can't because I don't mind anime. I'm forced to watch it once in a while. But
If you have to say you're forced to watch it, then you don't
well,
like it.
it's just I'm always forced to watch like anime that I'm like, this isn't interesting. Like the show just isn't interesting, you know? And so that's just why I want to say I'm forced. I'm kind of
Was
forced
it
to watch shows that I
might
don't
be
really
calling you
find.
out here, but was it you who said you watched the Demon Slayer and you didn't like it? The anime?
Uh no. I did watch the Demon. I didn't like fully watch Demon Slayer. I watched like a few episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't like keen on it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So maybe
It's
you know,
unbelievable.
so
You think you know a guy.
you do know me and you also know my views on all of it. So
Yeah.
it'd
There
be
is
weird if I did say I liked it all of a sudden and you're like, wow, I totally thought you didn't.
no one, however, welcome you into the circle on the ground that we all of us weebs get kicked on.
Yeah, right.
There is
Yeah.
one more game though you kind of wanted to talk about, or at least you have on your page there.
Oh, well, there's actually a couple. So yeah, Halo got a release date.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
December 8th. The only thing is it's not launching with online co-op campaign. What the hell are you doing?
I don't know. What are you talking about? I wasn't doing
That
anything.
was so loud.
Not that I
So
know of.
loud in my little ears. They're very tiny. They don't take sound like that very well. Um yeah, I'm excited for Halo. I will play it on PC because I don't have an Xbox.
I'm gonna watch people stream it because I don't have a PC or an Xbox.
You can watch me stream it and die all the time. I know
I
it's
think I want to watch somebody who's good.
yeah, you know it's your favorite thing to do.
No, because so frustrating.
Oh no, man. You're totally gonna watch me die all the time. I'll make you. Anyways, but yeah, no, I'm pretty excited for it. I didn't play 5 and I don't feel like I was missing too much on it. You can just I mean I can just watch it on YouTube or Twitch or something if I really care about it. And but yeah, so they are bringing like just to like kind of clarify, they are bringing back split screen co-op and stuff like that, so I'll be all there. It's just not online co-op they're not going to have, which I'm sure if you're listening to the show you already knew all that. But I'm into it. I mean, I'm interested in the multiplayer. I'm interested in the free multiplayer more than anything. I
You
kind
know,
of
free games.
well, I just want to know how that's gonna work, right? Like, I mean, like, if I'm gonna have the game, then I'm just gonna play the game's multiplayer. Like, why would I play the free one? Will I try the free one? Yeah, I'll try it, but it probably won't be like my favorite. Though, if it's like 100 on, if it's like a 50 on 50 or something like that, like something outrageous compared to like big team battle, then yeah, okay, I would actually be like 100% down. And if you're doing like a squad of like 4 or something like that, like I think I'd be totally into that for sure. Just because like if I had to do SWAT on like 50 versus 50, I would be so into it you don't even know. Because if there's any version of that game I'm really good at, I'm good at SWAT. And I'd be totally into doing that. Will there be a SWAT? Probably not, because that would suck to be like thrown in there, shot in the face, and then like you have to like reload into a new game. Too much work. But would I play it? Yeah, I would. But yeah, so it's I'm into it. I'm excited to try it.
I'm just happy that we clarified, because what I was misled to believe by a certain podcast co-host here, he told me that there wasn't going to be any campaign on release, and I was like, well, what the fuck?
It's a co-op campaign after. I corrected myself.
Yeah, no, but I still had to call you out.
Yeah, well, you know what? I read things and then I misread things and then I make sure I'm right when I do this. That's why we looked before we started. That's why we looked before we started.
I know you're
Um,
still misled.
this is actually this isn't going to be a very long podcast. I feel like just because I have to edit it now. Um,
Oh,
and then we have Horizon Zero Dawn is also got a release date for February 2022. I am super fucking excited for that. I'm excited for Halo 2, but I'm actually probably a little more excited for Horizon. Um, I guess because I'm more of a I identify as a PlayStation boy more than anything. Actually, that's a lie. I'm a Nintendo boy more
that's a
than
lie.
anything. Yeah.
Um, the only thing that I'm really excited for it. Don't get me wrong. I love the gameplay style and everything like that. I'm kind of mad at like the fucking Horizon Zero Dawn fans.
Why? Oh, because of like the way they were drawing Aloy and shit.
They're sitting there going like,
What?
they're like, she's not. They're trying. She's fat now. They're trying to fucking make like what?
Sorry. What she's fat and what are they trying to do? I didn't.
Trying to make a political statement out of it.
Yeah, man.
It's
We in
like,
the
wait,
West.
what?
We in the West eat way too much food.
Right? And it's like, wait, what? Like she's got chubby cheeks. Okay.
She's growing into herself.
Yeah, like fucking Jesus Christ, guys. Like,
I just want to know how. Sorry.
You need something more. You need to figure out something real to complain about.
I just think it's funny that she's traveled across the country and she somehow got chubby cheeks.
Oh, you know, sometimes it's cold in the West. You kind of got to eat.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, she's more on a Western diet. It's a little more greasier. Smokes a lot of weed and probably more on this side. She's probably a lot more chill. That's actually probably why she's a little chubby, is because she's smoking so much weed with all that munchies.
That's true.
So
What's a munchie?
I'm excited to go back and kill a bunch of like robotic beasts. It's actually probably I know a lot of people kind of hate. I shouldn't say a lot of people. I know some people hated that. Like for what I read from like the originals, some people kind of hated the grind of getting like all the parts and stuff to like get your weapons and shit. And like, yeah, it's a lot of work. Like I don't. But you know what? It was like it's just your fight's never the same because it's almost like every time you run into like like you've killed a beast 100 times, let's say, but like every time you ran into that, like they were surrounded by other like creatures or like other things, like there's maybe two of them, three of them. So like your fight's always different and your strategy always has to change. And I kind of like that because it'd be way shittier like when you run up to them like by themselves and you're basically, yeah, okay, I know how to do this, right? It's the same thing over and over and over again. So it's nice to have that randomness to it. I did hate how quickly they would respawn though. That was probably my one thing that so I guess it's easy to farm, but like, or no, yeah, but like, I don't know, like sometimes like you go there and then you fuck off somewhere and come back and then they're like back again in like 2 seconds. So that was maybe my one thing I didn't really care too much about, but yeah, I'm excited. I know my partner's super excited for it too, so I actually don't have to buy this one, which is awesome. Um, I think the world's beautiful. I think being able to swim underwater and fighting like beasts underwater is going to change the game completely. And just like all the things they've added to it, I think are really going to change what the game's like and the gameplay itself. And it'll be a really different experience than the original one. And I really hope they introduce some like pretty cool weapons. I kind of hope you don't have to be stuck with a spear the entire time. I would like if you could like change like your melee weapon a lot more. To what I
Oh,
don't know, or being able to carry like two different like kind of two different weapons in the sense of like you can like rotate between like a bow or like something like a bow and a bow caster, or sorry, a bow and like a rope caster and stuff like that. And like you could like actually have like instead of having to always like change your secondary weapon, it'd be kind of nice to being able just to be like, oh, this is not like a melee fight for me, and I can like change to different things to try and get around it, right? That would be kind of
yeah.
a cool mechanic to actually had I think. And not that I didn't hate the spear. It was just more like I just kind of hated that I was kind of stuck with it more than anything. Like it came in handy sometimes for sure, but there's other times you're like, I don't even need to like the farther you get into the game, the stronger you get, you never really touch that spear again. Because like everything else is just it's just so much easier to just unless you're gonna do like a critical attack, I guess. But like even then, depending what you're fighting, it's never really ever necessary if you know where the weak points are and you hit everything right, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, that's my kind of wants for that game. And yeah, that's kind of all I had for Gamescom and everything like that. I didn't really have much uh going on at the moment. Um
Still interesting to hear like what people want to see.
well, we are the players. I think our opinion really matters. Does it not?
No, I'm not saying that. Like, I'm not
Oh,
saying that your opinion doesn't matter. I just said it's always
oh,
interesting hearing what other people want to see.
compared to like your own views or just like what the
Yeah,
game ends up being.
compared to what I want too.
Well, because I don't know, like what's that word? Video games are very like the experience with them is different for everybody, I would say. And so like having that opinion, I think doesn't only speak to like how you fared with the game or how you experienced the game or whether you liked it or not, but it also kind of just it kind of dictates what other people like. I guess it kind of dictates like how you see how other people like the game compared to yourself. And then it also kind of shows like it also can even show that maybe the person doesn't even like that genre in general, right? Like roguelikes, for example, like roguelikes are a huge hit and miss for a lot of people.
Yeah, friends love roguelites, and I'm sitting there going like, why though?
I like certain roguelikes. I don't like all roguelikes. But I like certain ones. I like ones that I like the ones where if you die, other than Loop Hero, I guess is a really bad example because I really do enjoy Loop Hero. But um, except for the ones where you die and you don't really gain anything out of it, I kind of hate those because then it's just repetitive. Like I understand like the dungeons can change and stuff like that, but your experience through it is almost the same because you're kind of like your feelings to the game stay the same. Like they don't evolve because you kind of already know what's going to happen and how to experience it, as opposed to like, and there's no like, I guess there's no sense of progress. And I know that, like, so it's not like you don't feel like you're winning as opposed to like something like Hades where like you die, sure, but you gain something, like you can gain something every run, right? And you can, if you don't make it out within the first like 10 tries, you get better and better enough that, it's easier and easier for you to make it out at some point.
That's a good point. I never
And
thought about it.
and so it's kind of nice to, that's what I like about roguelikes, because there's a sense of accomplishment. But again, like those style of games are hit and miss. I like platformers more than I think. I like hard platformers. I should really be like Mega Man style platformers. So they're hard and challenging, and they're like a lot of fun. And yes, they are repetitive, but it's almost like that kind of style of game is more of memory focused, where you're like, okay, this enemy's gonna come up, like, this is what I have to do, right? But there's still that sense of small progression every time you make it through, right? And like I know someone could say, well, roguelikes kind of can be like that too. Even if you die and you don't get anything, you have that small progression every time you make it farther and farther. Yes, but I mean, you don't die like, there's an
There's
end.
no random
No,
aspect.
it's not that, but there's like an end point, right? So even if you die in Mega Man, like you've beat a boss, but like once you beat that boss, you beat that boss, right? But in roguelikes, it's like once you go through it and then you die, you're end up back at the start again, regardless how far you made it, right? So you have to do the whole thing over again. So there's that difference between those two. So I mean, yeah, I think people's opinions and what they want out of the game, I think, is really relevant. Like Halo, I don't even know what I want out of Halo. I want 3 out of Halo.
You want more like Halo 3?
Halo 3, Halo 2, or Reach, or like a smack dab of them all together. I mean, Halo 4 was fine, but I guess I just don't like, I'm probably gonna be hella controversial, but I didn't really care much for like the weapon changes, like how they like redesigned all the weapons, like the battle rifle and all that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, and the DMR, like I kind of liked the old school way. Um, I feel like for a lot of the weapons changed a lot. And like I'm not like I don't hate change. It's just I guess I just don't like the designs as much as I like the original ones. Like they're just, I mean, I grew up with Halo, so I have that. But like I just, yeah, I kind of like the weapons as they were. It's fun that they add new ones, and it's fun that they're adding more alien weapons for sure. Because I was always kind of, you didn't have that much in Halo 2 and Halo 3 for alien weapons. You had your blaster rifle, your pistol, and then like the rocket launcher, uh, and the sniper, and that's all you ever actually saw in that game. It was until
Well, it's
like
pretty much
Halo.
whatever weapons they were using, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, but like they didn't have anything different until you got to, what was it? 3? No.
Or-
Yeah, Reach added a bunch, didn't they?
Yeah, but it's because it takes place beforehand, and
Yeah.
they're only showed up in Reach,
Yeah,
right?
I
So
know.
there was no beam rifle in Halo Reach, but they wanted it to they
Oh, but
wanted
there's
to
yeah.
do something. So there was that laser thing where you'd hold down the trigger and be like, right, and
Yeah.
then like it fire. But that was supposed to represent the fucking beam, like the laser, alien sniper rifle that just wasn't in the game.
Yeah. There was but it's not even that, what's actually funny though is, and like I don't know, I might be wrong. I just don't remember them adding more human weapons, like more different human weapons. Like you
They
have the
added the SMG and Halo
yeah,
2 and the
yeah.
battle rifle.
Well,
Um,
you mean the DMR, right?
well, the battle rifle came in
Oh,
on
right.
Halo
Battle Rifle
2.
came in 2 and DMR came in 3, didn't it?
DMR came in Reach.
Was it Reach as well?
Yeah, because the
What did
battle rifle
3?
wasn't in
Yeah, what
Reach.
did 3 add then? I mean, they added the like
For
the
human things,
yeah,
nothing. They
nothing.
added a
No, it
bunch
was
of
just
brute weapons.
yeah, well, because that's when they first showed up, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as enemies, I should say.
On the lore, come on, Andrew, get your shit together, there, dude.
No, it's more just me trying to figure out the fucking order of this game in my head and what came out when. There's so many.
But so they did. I think the first time they actually added human weapons after Halo 2 was um
If you say 5, then I don't know.
4.
What did they add in 4?
The fucking Saw, they added
Fuck, I haven't played that game in like since it came out. I don't remember
they added
any of that.
quite a bit
I
of
don't
stuff.
remember a Saw.
I was like an LMG.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
just
know.
called the
Fuck,
Saw.
I don't remember that. Honestly, actually, I replayed through the I replayed through them and just stopped after well, I played them in releasing order, so I stopped after Reach.
See, I just I love Reach so much. Reach is so good.
Yeah.
But
I didn't play Halo 4 again. I was like, I don't know why, I just didn't like it. It
no,
wasn't
this
it,
wasn't your thing.
yeah, it wasn't a well experienced game for me. It was kind of mediocre. Um I mean, the gameplay is fun and always will be fun, like the way that it's done. But I guess maybe I'm just a little more hesitant once Bungie stopped making them, and then my experience with Halo 4 was like, this wasn't as good as the first four. So I just
I think people view this Halo series with rosy-eyed glasses. Halo 4 is actually a really competent game, both in PvP and PvE, right?
yeah.
Halo 5 was a huge step down in PvE, right? For like player versus like campaign stuff. But it was really good for other stuff,
Well, I feel like
right?
they started focusing a lot more on multiplayer because that was like that was their thing, right? Like that like when Halo 5 came out and like after Halo 4 and Reach and stuff. And like actually honestly, just once Xbox Live hit and you could play that game online, they had such a huge smashing of a following, right? Like it was ginormous, like the amount of people that play that game online. And they probably thought, what better like, Call of Duty can fucking like not even have a campaign and sell a million games online. Why can't we just do a shitty campaign and then just focus online? I feel like they put a lot more resources into one cup and not so much in the other one, and that came and bit them. Also in Halo 5, they didn't even add a split screen local co-op, and that fucking came back at them real hard.
It was
So,
like I think of Halo 5, it was just a fundamental misunderstanding of what their core audience likes.
well, it's weird for you to say that since four. I mean, as much as I didn't like four, and as much as some people didn't like four still did pretty good.
Yeah, 4 did really good. It got the story down. A lot of the weapons felt the same after Reach. They added just enough. Um, Added new enemy types, which is always really smart and really cool.
I don't think there was a misunderstanding. I just think they tried to do something different and it didn't work.
That's also true.
I think they just were like, hey, let's just do this and see what happens. And unfortunately, they piss off the wrong people. Like Microsoft or sorry, Xbox alone should never be like, yeah, hey, you want to change the Halo formula? Go for it. Yeah, no. That's why Xbox is
So,
still around for like 5 years since the one came out. That's why Xbox is still around. So you don't fuck with your fucking horse, your pride horse, or whatever. So your stallion.
I don't think they see Halo as their stallion anymore.
I don't think anymore, but I mean, as of now, they're actually diversifying their genres and their first party games. They don't need to see Halo as their stallion anymore because now they have like, I mean, Froza 5's looking really good. That's coming out. You have like a Fable, basically a reboot coming out. Arcane's doing some great shit.
They're doing a remake of Fable.
Yeah, it's basically like a reboot of Fable. You didn't know that?
No, it's not.
Oh yeah, no, they're doing a reboot of Fable, and I'm pretty excited about it. Um, but so like they got a lot going on. Like there's not, I mean, like they just bought Bethesda. Like,
Yeah, that's not as big of a sell for me as you got
well,
as it
not
is
for
for you guys.
you, but for like a lot of other people. I mean, that's actually a defining trait for what to choose between PlayStation or Xbox, right? Like people really enjoyed a lot of that stuff. So to be able to say, hey, yeah, we own this.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but at the same time, why don't you just go buy Skyrim for the 40th time? You'll get exactly the best of
Oh,
you'll you'll get you'll
why
get the
not buy
best you'll get the best version of all of the fucking Bethesda games there, and they know it, so they keep reselling the same fucking thing.
why not just buy the Skyrim 10th anniversary edition coming out in November?
I'm not.
So, I'm not joking. I mean,
I'm
that's a
so.
thing, right?
No, that's why. That's the thing I was joking about because it's so
Yeah.
fucking obnoxious. Yeah, so
Well,
I have seen this trailer. This has been this trailer came out a long fucking time ago.
came out earlier. Yeah, it would have been late last year.
Yeah. I must have just forgot about it.
It's fair. I mean, it wasn't showing anything like drastic, but it's just to be like, hey, we're working on this. But yeah, I know Skyrim. That's it's too much. I mean,
It's just like
I,
Jesus Christ, guys.
I like the game, but I mean, and I bought it 3 times. But I bought it my last time I bought it on something that I'm like, if I buy it here, I don't need to buy it ever again, and that's what I did. So I bought it on PC, and then I just said fuck it, and that was like a year ago, and I've played through it, but it's a fun game. Like, don't get me wrong, like I do like the game, but yeah, I don't think it needs like like honestly, just upgrade what everyone already has, and just fucking just make it. If you're gonna do that, just do it for free, man. Like you've made enough money off of everybody for this game, you can probably just hand out a free upgrade.
Yeah. And the thing that they're putting out is like they're making you pay for more mods. The shit you
Yeah.
can download for free, they're making you pay for it.
You could
For the
actually just
fourth
mod
time!
it. You can just mod the
Right?
fishing.
Like, I don't know how to fucking tell all you Bethesda fanboys. I don't understand how to fucking drill it in your head. They just want your money. They don't care about you.
So upset.
I fucking hate Bethesda. I fucking can't stand. Like, my voice is cracking. So mad I'm getting at this fucking conversation. Fucking Skyrim the fourth time. Fuck.
Jesus Christ. Fuck, that's good. All right, let's leave it there. That was a good time.
I think
Land
that's
on an
actually a
angry
good one.
note.
I'm not exactly as mad as I made it sound out, but like, Jesus Christ, but like, come on, guys. I almost called him Bungie because I'm so used to complaining about Destiny.
He's mad. All right. Let's sign off there. It was a nice 45-ish minute episode, so I'm down with it. All right,
I think
buddy.
it's actually a really good place to. You should actually just end it at me going "fuck."
Yeah. No, I should probably do an outro a little bit. Should probably be nice to everybody and let them chill out from all that emotion. Yeah, remember everyone, you can reach us at onepodcastfornerds@gmail.com. You can let us know how you feel about Skyrim coming out for the 4th time. Is that really the 4th time?
Yes, probably more in reality.
Well, I mean, it was only it released on Xbox 360 and Xbox 360, PS3, and then you had PS4 and Xbox One, so that's 2. And then
Re-released. And they did the special one, which had they upgraded all the graphics and everything like that.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah,
I just remember like they did the Ultimate Edition or whatever, where just basically they just released it with all the DLCs attached to it. Game of the Year Edition or whatever. That's the only thing I ever remember coming out that was different.
I know it's just bullshit. That's what it is.
But yeah. Anyways, cool. All right, everyone. Well, everyone have a nice morning, afternoon. I don't know. We'll see when this goes up. Remember, I'm the one doing this now, so it's a crapshoot. So everyone just kind of hope I roll snake eyes.
Whenever Andrew feels like just showing up,
Yeah, that's basically how I live my life. All right, well, I'm rolling snake eyes. Cheers.
Bye.